there be light. Okay. Pretty much flipping the entire room, so this ought to take a good chunk of time because, you know, God forbid I do anything easy and like cut myself some slack. Good morning, you guys. Whew, I'm sweating. It is really cold out and I'm sweating. So I just unloaded my car. It's Friday morning. It is January 22nd. Just unloaded my car. I'm out of breath because I was just carrying like giant totes of books. But I went to my storage unit yesterday and picked up 2 boxes of books because my kids are in need of more books because that's currently all we have. So that's gross. So 2 boxes of books. I'm gonna sit here and go through them today and pick out the ones I think they would be most interested in because my saint of a friend, who is also a teacher, took a position with an online charter school. Because of this saint of a child, girl, woman, gave me her hokey stools, wobble stools, whatever you want to call them, as well as all of these bins. Unfortunately, this is all I have for book bins because I had like different kinds of bookshelves when I taught in Maine. So I didn't need bins for books. Like my bookshelves weren't quite as deep. They just kind of stood there perfectly. So I'm going to organize the books into these bins. She also gave me, no car keys. I spilled a ton of coffee. My principal was a sweet soul and let me in the building because I was just unloading them at our exterior door. So I have to walk all the way around with all of this stuff. So he let me in the side door, but I had my coffee, so I like stood it up in here, so I'm gonna have to clean this bin out because my coffee is at the bottom. But she gave me all of those supplies and all of these bins. So today, while my kids are testing, my goal is to start going through all of these and try to narrow it down to things I think they will enjoy. I did already bring in for them the I Survived books. Oh, I forgot I put them all together. That makes no sense. Why would I put Roald Dahl when I already have a bin there? Obviously, I need to go through all of these, but I brought in all of my I Survived books and my Roald Dahl books because they seem to really enjoy those. So I need to find a better way to organize my books now that they're going to be in bins. So I think I'm gonna go by subject. I don't know, we will see. But in the meantime, these 2 of these stools are already claimed for a sweet soul that needs one. One just can't control their body. The other one is just an anxiety thing. So these 2 are claimed. I think I have a 3rd student for that one. I'm not 100% positive yet, but I'm pretty sure I know who that one's going to. So I'm gonna start getting all of this stuff set up. I'm gonna start pulling everything out of there because there's coffee dripping down the side. So I'm gonna get all of these wiped down. Those are super dusty. Get all of these things put into my teacher's toolbox. Oh, binder clips, I love binder clips. Covered in coffee. Okay, I'm gonna go work on this and I will update you guys at the end of the day. I am staying probably actually not any later today because we're not allowed to send students home with Chromebooks today, so I have no small groups after school, so I don't really have anything to do. It's good coffee today. Okay. I'm gonna go get my bins cleaned out and start organizing things before my students come in. I also need to get set up for the day. I have 25 minutes before they start rolling in. So let's get this day started. Alright, so I got all of that stuff cleared off. I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna have to ask her. It's definitely a light of some sort. I almost rinsed it off in the water without even paying attention, but I don't know what it is. So it's made by GE. Definitely a light though, judging by the picture on the front. So I'm gonna play around with this and see what I can figure it out say what I can figure out. These items are drying, so once the bag's dry, I'll just put all the stuff away. In the meantime, I don't know why there is a Chromebook in my finished bin. I will deal with that one later. So I'm going to get all of my stuff set up for the day, and then whatever remaining time I have, I will work on this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead, get those switched out for my students. The only question is, I guess I could put their chairs over here because I actually don't have any chairs for a small group. So they're a little bit short though. Ooh, we may have to have their desks lowered, or I may have to disinfect and switch those two desks. I wonder if it would be, that looks like it would be a lot better. So that is really off height-wise. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to tell them that I'm just going to switch their things out, disinfect the desks, all of that stuff over the weekend. That way everything is clean and sanitized. But I am gonna leave it there just that way I remember to do it. The other one is this kid who always ends up in the very front of the classroom. So he's going to get another one. And same thing, I'm gonna have to switch his desk, which that's a taller kid, so I think I'm just gonna switch their two desks today, just because that is a shorter one and a taller student. He's a shorter student with a taller desk. So I'm also completely moving all of their seats today. I have big plans for today, so we'll see how it goes. But I need to get set up and organized for the day ahead, so I'm gonna work on that before I do all of the fun stuff. Friends, so I don't know what this bulge is right here. It's driving me crazy. I've had a mask on all day, so I think it's from that. But I am feeling productive. I got the books sorted and organized. Well, organized for me. I need help. How do you guys organize your classroom libraries? My last school, I had it by author's last name. This time, I just went by ABC order of the book title, just to kind of make it easier. I was gonna sort it into like realistic fiction, one's about sports, one's about dogs or animals. That just seemed like a lot of work. But if you do it like that, is it worth it? Like, is it easier for kids to find books? Do they know titles? Like, how do you guys organize your classroom library? That's my question of the day for you. Currently, I'm finishing up lunch. I have rice left, that's it. I already ate like 6 ounces of chicken. So, working on that. My goals for today before I leave, I have to rearrange their seats because I don't know what I was on or what I was thinking when I put these kids where they were sitting, because oh my god, all they do is talk and it's my fault. I didn't, like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I put them all near their friends, but not like realizing I literally moved them just to move them. And then I also accidentally put all of the girls, literally every single girl, on one half of the room and all the boys are on the other. So that all needs to change. And then I also need to do their name tags. So I just cut out a bunch of lamination that I need to cut, and I did 2 different types. So I did the farmhouse and then I did Among Us. So that's on my goal, my list of things to do today. And I also want to get this table moved more that way, just that way not as like in a corner, and I can kind of see all of the kids like kind of equally and things such as that. But I did get some of these books organized. I need to go home and create labels, but I got 3 shelves of books done. There's a reason that that one's empty, and it's because I need to condense all of my sports books, which I have more in storage, and then these are all of my favorites, and then these are all Jerry Spinelli. These are all books that either are just too mature for them, or I just don't think that they're going to be interested in. Like the K, I have a million copies of this. These kinds of books, like, they're just not going to be into them. And honestly, where I'm kind of tight on space this year, I'm going to pull these 2 out because I think some of them may like it. where I'm tight on space this year, I just can't justify losing real estate to books I'm not sure if they're gonna like. So once I get the rest of these shelves cleaned up for next school year, yes, I will bring in all of my books and work through them. But for now, it's just not, it's not something that's doable. So goals, desks, my desk, cut lamination, pick up. Okay, so I'm gonna vlog from my phone because my battery is dying. I did bring a charger, but it ended up that I brought my charging camera for like my professional like portraits and landscapes and all that stuff. So brought the wrong charger today, but that's okay. So I always create in PowerPoint a kind of like a floor plan of how my classroom is going to look. Currently, this is how it looks. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 3, and then I have 2 here. So once I move this to the middle, that desk is going to shift over here and create 3 here. That way that middle has 2. That way I can have small groups up in this area right hither. So I always create in PowerPoint a very rough basic floor plan. This also goes in my sub plans. That's part of the reason that I do this. So once I get it finalized, I then make a copy of it. So I just put the cubbies, which are those 2 walls. So my cubbies are here. My small group table is going to shift that way. And then over here, I just put sink and bookshelves. I used to put like windows, but I mean, guys, the sink is there, which is behind that little tub. So I think whoever it is will be smart enough to be able to figure this out. So I'm going to sit here. I always do this in pencil because I end up moving kids like 4 and 5 times. I'm going to write it all in pencil, and then I have to move their desks. Typically, I would have them just dump everything on top, but because we are in the middle of a pandemic, they can't switch desks. So they have the entire desk and the chair to themselves all school year. I do have to switch 2 student desks. So where that one has a wobble stool, it's a higher desk versus like these 2, which are shorter. And that child that sits right back there, he is taller. So I'm going to pull his stuff out of his desk, disinfect the desk, and then switch them out and disinfect the chairs and everything, just anything that can touch or anything like that. So I'm gonna disinfect everything. I have sanitizing spray, I have wipes, we are set to go. And then I promised one student that she could have the hokey stool on Monday. So that is my goal. So I'm gonna sit here, work on this. I finished my lunch. I need to put this away. This is my grad school assignments, and I keep getting distracted by that because I want to get started, but I have to remind myself that doesn't actually start for another week. So I'm going to focus getting this done. This is my biggest priority right now. My lesson plans and everything are done for next week. So because my lesson plans and all of my, literally everything I will need for next week is already done. Anything that I do today as far as planning will be for the following week, actually be for 2 weeks, because technically I didn't need plans for next week because we're testing. So getting this done, getting their desks moved, that's my biggest focus right now. And then just getting all of this organized and cleaned up. And then hopefully I'll get out of here by 3. Like I said, I don't have small groups today, so I have until our contract time ends at 3 on Fridays. So I have a little less than 2 hours to get all of this done. So I got all of their seating done, and it went a lot easier than I thought it was going to. So now I'm going to start cutting out their name tags. That way I can put it on their desks now, and then that way I know where they're going. And I'm pretty much flipping the entire room, so this ought to take a good chunk of time because, you know, God forbid I do anything easy and like cut myself some slack. But no, instead I'm gonna move 14 desks because literally not one child has stayed in the same general area, because that would have been too easy to do for myself. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'll talk to you guys in a few. Hello friends, I just started feeling super nauseous, so if you guys see this line on my forehead, I also just developed like a really bad headache, so I used a roller across my forehead, so don't judge me. Let's rub this in so it's a little less obvious. Okay, so obviously I'm still using my phone to vlog, so just bear with me. We're making the best with what we have today. So I got all of their name tags cut out. I do believe that one of the girls said that she wanted, instead of an Among Us one that I made, because I made these,
So instead of this, I believe she said she wanted the farmhouse style. So I'm gonna put both on her desk and then she can choose. So I'm gonna walk around, I'm gonna tape these down. That way I know whose desk I'm moving where, because right now, like once they're moved, I know where all of my kids sit currently, but once they move, I don't remember whose desk is what. I also need to disinfect one of the hokey stools before I put it underneath another student's desk. I'm assuming that it would be fine by Monday. Like, I'm assuming nothing would happen, but who knows. I think I ate too much. I think that's why, like, I really don't feel well all of a sudden. I ate more chicken today than I probably have in years. I usually eat 4 ounces of protein, and I had every bit of like 6 ounces today, and I think that's why it's just sitting super heavy in my stomach, and I'm just not feeling great. I'm waiting for that to kick in on the headache. The headache is because I am weaning myself off caffeine, and I do bring, it's decaf coffee, so it's cold brew, but the entire cold brew has like 10 scoops of decaf with like 1 scoop of regular caffeinated coffee. My dad makes this, so I just steal some every morning. So yeah, I am sipping on that just because I think that's why I'm starting to develop a headache. It's because typically that is done by like, I'm usually done drinking that probably by 10 or so. But today was just, I was straight out all day with trying to get the books done and all that stuff. So I really didn't have the time today. So whatevs. But I'm gonna walk around. I can feel the coffee, like I've been forcing myself to sip the coffee. That is definitely helping, as well as the rollers. I don't know if they work. If you like firmly believe in them, kudos to you, and hey, more power to you. I have nothing against them per se. I just think it's more of like the, what do you call them? Placebo effect. Like, you think it's working, but I don't care because it makes me feel better. So if that even is the case, like, hey, in that sense, like it really does work because I feel better. But I think just drinking water and the coffee and the roller, like I'm feeling better. So this is one that my mom made, and it's liquid pain relief. Honestly, it smells so good. That's why I use it. Oh my God, I love the way that it smells. But anyway, I'm gonna get off my butt, walk around, get these name tags on. I am going to use, oh, I hope I have some. Oh, I do. Oh, I don't have a lot. Shoot. I have like no double-sided tape left. Rats. All right, hopefully I have enough to get their name tags done, and then worst case, I'm definitely gonna have to buy some because your girl lives on this. Like, lives for this stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna walk around, get this stuff done. That way I can sit and relax and enjoy some like downtime for my contract time. So we'll see if I can get this done super, super fast. Friends, it is getting there, so I'm going to show you what I have done so far. Wow, this lighting is fantastic. Let me turn on the light. Let there be light. Okay, so I moved all of my student stuff. This is all stuff that this student has to put away. Those are manipulatives I need to put away. Ruh-roh. I don't remember where these came from. I moved my small group table to the very center of the room. Now, I think I'm going to have to like sit here when I'm remote teaching or hybrid teaching because I need this computer, which I can move over here, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to sit here, which is fine because then my kids can see the projector, but this will just be for small group. I have to get this picked up before I leave for the day. And then I have to put all of these chairs where they belong. And then my goal is to get this cleaned up, and I have 45 minutes until I leave for the day. So I'm going to take a super short break, come up with a tackle list, and then I need to close that cabinet too. But then I will see where it goes. I got all of our counter space back there picked up. My students had Chromebooks up there. I have one student that needs to take home some makeup pictures.
I got our Chromebook cart completely cleared off. These are old, but I just leave them there. I gotta put away some of that stuff, just little odds and ends, and then some of that table. I need to get these into a safe place. I'm not going to get rid of them completely just because we are working with fractions. I'm not going to put them back up on the shelf. So I may just kind of set them back on that table, or I may set them on this table up here. I just switched this one around. This was on this side, but I like just that flatness of this. So I just flipped the table around instead of having the rounded part on that side, and the cart or the little mini filing cabinet was on this side, and it just looked super awkward, and like the way that it hung over, couldn't really do anything. So I think this may be like my manipulative center. I don't know. Things are just so different this school year that I'm having a hard time kind of planning things out. So this is the current state of my classroom. Hopefully it'll be better by the time I leave. All right, so while I sit here and finish kind of cleaning up, tidying up my table, and getting everything ready, holy words, I do have to say I'm so much happier with the current state of my classroom. Like when I'm sitting here, instead of sitting right there and really only like being able to kind of communicate with like the 5 students that were here, I'm now kind of in the middle, easily accessible. I just feel more a part of the classroom rather than like just off to the side. So if I don't end up liking this, because I am right in front of the projector, like it's not a huge deal, the projector is right there, I can also, I can always just slide it back over. So that tote is going home with me. That shelf is done for today. I'm gonna tackle the last tiny bit of it Monday morning. My brain is just fried. So this pile is staying, this pile stays, this needs to get added to the pile. That paper needs to go home. This paper needs to go home with me. These are my assignments for grad school for this semester. I need to get all that into like my phone or written down or something. These are our lunch forms. I'm covering up because there are names. So I'm gonna try to get this knocked out before I go. That way I don't have to do it next week. This is the seating chart, which I'm just gonna kind of set off to the side. And then I just need to create like a neat little pile of all of my daily supplies. And then this, you guys, is this not the cutest iPad cover you've ever seen in your life? It looks like a marble notebook, but it's really just an iPad cover. So I thought that that was super cute. Apple Pencil needs to go in here because if I lost this I would cry. I did get, let's see if I can get it to focus. I did get it engraved and it says create, so that made me really happy. I don't typically engrave things because it does not help with resale value, and I always end up selling like everything, but because create is kind of just so generic, I feel like so many people could apply it to their lives. Like it's not a name, it's not a quote, it's just one word. So yes, it's gonna narrow down who I can resell to, but I don't think it's as much as a name. So that's my 2 cents on that one. Well, I'm gonna finish cleaning this up and then get out of here, and then I'm done for the day. Alright guys, you know the drill. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit subscribe. And like I said, if you have any ideas on how to organize or separate classroom library books, drop it in the comments down below. Any resources you have, what your kind of categories, your organization strategy, anything that can help me just kind of wrap my head around this. Like I said last year, I went by author's last name. So help me, I need help. Let me know down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.